See, they couldn't even look at the glory of Christ because it threatened their own sense of self-righteousness. And I think deep down in our souls, if we're quiet and we think about who God is, I think we know deep down that we've failed, we've sinned. We know we can't meet God's standards. And so there's a part of us that says, okay, all right, we know that we failed. Okay, so how am I going to feel okay in the presence of God? Well, one way is to say, well, I'm doing better than them. I'm doing better than them. I'm doing better than these other people. And as long as I'm doing better than others, maybe I'll be okay. And when you think this way, when you feel this way, there are at least 4 immediate implications. First, this makes us deeply competitive with other people. Deeply competitive with other people. Because then I need to be better than you to feel right with God. Second, it makes us hide from each other. We hide. We can't confess our sin. We can't confess our failures. Because see, if I confess my sin to you, if I confess my failures to you, it's going to ruin the reputation that I need to feel like I can stand in the presence of God. And so instead of confessing our failure, our sin, we tend to blame others and excuse it. Third, we find ourselves rejoicing in the failures of others. You know, the part of your heart, I don't know if you have had this experience, but the part of your heart that rejoices when other people fail, where does that come from? Why do we do that? You know, it's ugly, but it comes from our legalism, our legalistic self-righteousness, because see, part of us says when you fail, I feel justified. You fail, I feel justified. And then fourth, the obedience of others threatens us. When someone is really walking with God, when someone is really pursuing God, when someone is really obeying God from the heart, it makes us feel uncomfortable. Because they're serious about obeying God. And see, if you're really serious about obeying God, then you're getting ahead of me. And if you get ahead of me, then I don't feel justified in the presence of God. And we could keep going and going and going, but in the end, trying to justify ourselves is an impossible task. It's impossible. It's an impossible burden to carry. And that's why Christ came. That's why he came. He came to carry that burden, to solve that problem. And the much better way that is in front of us is to rest in the work of Jesus Christ. That's our starting point day by day into the presence of God is to rest in what he's already done. And this looks like rehearsing the gospel in our souls over and over and over. Again, you need to learn more doctrines, get clarity on deep theological issues. Yes and amen, you need to do that. What is more important is that your soul goes deeper into the glory of the gospel.